firefighters out there trying to make a containment line, and there's just been such erratic fire behavior. That's why we have seen such strong growth across these areas. Here's some of the largest fires currently burning between Utah and Colorado, some of which have gotten up to 93,000 acres. This started last week, and we're almost up to 100,000 acres. That's the Cottonwood fire in Utah. The Iron Fire started a little bit earlier this month outside of Eureka, Utah. 41,000 acres. This Snyder fire is just off to the southwest of Grand Junction, causing big issues. And then the Ferris fire that's been burning, that's been sending a lot of smoke aloft, and that's what's going to be responsible for a lot of the smoke along areas like Denver. So the combination of the Ferris as well as the Snyder fire are sending the really bad air quality eastbound. That has us under air quality alerts through at least tomorrow morning. Would not be surprised if they continue day by day to keep issuing these air quality alerts and fire weather alerts. Looks like they've now extended up into portions of Wyoming as well as western Nebraska. So these will continue through tonight with the worst of our fire danger where those massive fires are burning across Utah and the western slope. So that's extreme fire danger today. It downgrades a bit tomorrow to elevated concern across these spots, so the conditions improve a little bit, but still outdoor burning not recommended across these areas. Humidity is still extremely low. Denver has 5% humidity tomorrow afternoon with a high of 90 and winds up to 20. So that's a recipe for fire danger to continue. There have been evacuation alerts issued for some of these areas. If you're under an evacuation warning, it means there's a threat to your life and a threat to your property, so be ready to go. If that order gets issued, it means that you have to leave. You're required by law to leave the area. So here's some tips in preventing wildfires. Something as simple as not mowing the grass the next couple of days. Some of those sparks can start new fires. Avoid using any kind of equipment that causes sparks. And please please make sure you're paying attention to burn bans. I know fireworks will be a big thing this week. Make sure that you're watching out for that ahead. Let's head out to some other spots across the country where we are dealing with a ridge of high pressure leading to extreme heat and a trough of low pressure leading to some of the snow across the Rocky Mountains. The contrast between these two systems is focused here on the high plains, and that's in the upper levels of the atmosphere. So we've got some really strong winds on top of us. Down at the surface, we have some strong winds coming out of the south, but we have this intense heat that's building. So the clash of these two air masses is what helps to promote thunderstorm growth. Just look at the levels of instability across North Dakota, in through Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Iowa through the next day or so. So that is leading to severe weather outlooks through tonight. North and South Dakota, as well as Minnesota, Wisconsin, all the way down through northern Illinois is under a threat for severe storms, with hail being our primary threat across these spots. There's some areas that could see some significant hail. So quarter-sized hail would be a severe hail report that would come out of these storms, but 2-inch in diameter hail is possible across areas just outside of Rapid City, up near Bismarck, North Dakota, and even Jamestown is included in tonight's severe weather risk for large hail. So the storm threat that we're looking at across Minnesota, Wisconsin, that's our first little system that dissipates tonight, but watch as we get into after dark. Into the Dakotas is where we see some of these strong storms build north of a warm front. Warm fronts classically bring us a lot of large hail. That's usually the biggest threat that we see when warm fronts come through. So that's going to remain in the forecast through the overnight hours. So it'll be a late night event for these areas. And then as we head into tomorrow, that whole system keeps pushing east into more of the upper Midwest to bring us in some late evening, some nighttime thunderstorms back into some of these areas for your Monday. So as far to the south as Kansas and as far to the north as the U.S.-Canada border, we have a severe weather threat for your Monday. The greatest tornado potential for tomorrow is focused in on the Grand Forks area, so northern North Dakota, northern Minnesota, and that's where we could potentially see supercells, not only capable of producing tornadoes, but also capable of producing large hail tomorrow. And the severe weather threat does continue through Tuesday. Some of the heaviest of the rain from tonight's storms moving through and through the next couple of days mostly across North Dakota. So for Bismarck, it's a stormy forecast tonight. It's also a stormy forecast for tomorrow. And once storms move out, we're going to crank up the heat into the 90s as we head through the rest of the week ahead. So one of our biggest hazards for today, for tomorrow, the day after, is going to be the threat of large hail. And hail can do a lot of damage. So let's learn about hail by the numbers.